I recently bought an Edifier S300 tabletop speaker after years of playing music around the house on a range of portable speakers. The step change improvement in sound quality with the S300 has been so significant that it has catalysed a rethink. When I was getting my head around the capabilities and functionality of the S300, I used it a lot with my Polyend Mini, experimenting with making music. Going back to using a portable speaker was a disappointment, so I bought an Edifier D12 bookshelf speaker to do the job. I really like Edifier speakers, not least because their relatively heavy speaker cabinets work really well for me, as I like a lot of bass and drum in my music. The D12 weighs nearly 5 kilos, so plenty enough for a small speaker. Compared to the S300, the D12 does feel like it belongs to Edifier's previous generation of speakers, but this does not undermine its abilities. There is no app, although there is a very competent remote. The controls are simple, with bass and treble adjustment and a multifunction volume button that allows you to switch between Bluetooth, auxiliary and a line-in option. A must for me is speakers with an auxiliary input, and the line-in RCA sockets are a bonus on the D12, which comes with cables for both options. My obsession was rewarded as the Bluetooth connection from my S24 Ultra had the usual annoying volume limit, whilst auxiliary and line input allowed me to crank the volume up to the max. The D12 also has a line-out socket for a subwoofer. I tried this with the passive sub which came with my Creative Pebble Plus speakers, but it was a waste of time. The remote allows you to switch to cinema mode, which gives a slightly distorted bigger sound which may appeal to some, but I will stick with the default music setting, thank you very much. The speaker array is impressive for such a small box, with a couple of 15-watt treble speakers and two 20-watt mid and bass speakers in a stereo configuration. There is a LED light under the speaker grill, which is difficult to see in anything other than a dark room, but which indicates the audio input selected. At mid-volume, the D12 sound was, to my ears, equivalent to my Soundcore Motion X600, but at higher volumes the X600 was pretty much vibrating across the table, whilst the D12 was rock solid and relatively distortion-free. If you could only buy one speaker at around the 100 galactic credit price point, then the Soundcore has the advantage of being portable, it has bass enhancement and a spatial setting, and is smaller, so it is a competitive choice, I reckon, depending on your use case. In my case, the D12 is ideal for my music making experiments and easily fills the living room with clear, distortion-free sound. The unit is robust and delivers the higher levels of bass and volume I prefer, and whilst it is not as impressive as the S300, it retails at a third of the price, and the S300 is exceptional in my opinion when you want a single speaker to fill a space. The D12 does however have the advantage over the S300 with its line-out capability for a subwoofer, but more about that later. It's all good.